Hey, my Instagram fam bam, this is your friend, your girl, Tahiri Divine. Welcome. I'm going to say to my channel because I'm uploading this to YouTube as well. So hey, Divine Tribe. If you don't know who I am by now, welcome. I am your spiritualist, girlfriend, best friend, bestie, internet buddy here. Just getting in with you guys, touching base on this beautiful merry day of Mabon, also known as the fall equinox to us that's in the Western Hemisphere. And so I just want to come and touch briefly because we are going into a seasonal change. I am so excited because this is birthday season for your girl. That's for one. And then two, we have an upcoming class, the Art of Femininity, the 5 archetypes for life, love, and career for the professional spiritual woman. So if you were interested in that, all the links to sign up and get the early bird special, which is the birthday special, go ahead and get that. It's the last week to get that early bird discount special. So go ahead and sign up for that if you were interested in getting in touch with the 5 feminine archetypes that are needed to have for love, life, and career. But I want to get into something else today. This is really getting into the seasonal change that we're talking about. I shared with you guys, and many of you guys already may know this, we are in a nodal shift with the Aries North Node, South Node being in Libra. And for those who don't know, the nodes are just points on the moon that let us know where our destiny, which is the North Node, our destiny is heading. And that's going to be for the next 18 months, a little up to 2 years, but about 18 months. We're going to be in this energy, and we have our very first eclipse that's going to be coming up with this new changing of energies, of changing of the guard. And this season, this entire season is about breaking contracts. This is a contractual season. So what is that? What are contracts? What are these soul contracts, karmic contracts? Let's get into a little bit about that today because I want to be talking about that. And I have a free workshop for you guys too that's coming up in the first weekend of October that I want you guys to really jump on this free workshop, getting you guys learning more about your astrological points and some of the contracts that we have set for ourselves. Hey boo, hey. So let's get a little bit into this karmic soul contracts. So for a lot of us, we understand karma, but I want to break it down more specifically on what that means. When we all carnate into earth, there are contracts that either ourselves or somebody else or something else has placed upon us to fulfill within this lifetime. Now, these contracts don't have to be bad. However, some of these contracts that we do have are not very favorable for us in this lifetime. Now, you can actually have these as you are coming into life. Like I said, when you carnate here, and some of these are what we do in our experiences as we get older, whether they're ancestral, whether they're just from decisions and choices that we've made while we've been here based on patterns, karma, ancestral patterns, etc. So with that being said, it's going to be really important for us to really take audit during this season on what areas, and this has probably been coming up for you guys a lot too, just within this year. We're just coming out of the detox season as we're coming out of transitioning from Virgo going into the Libra. A lot of you all, and I talk to a lot of people, have been feeling this detoxification, whether it's like your friend groups are changing, career changes, spiritual awakenings in some type of way, belief systems, etc., etc. A lot of you all, and myself included, have been experiencing this detoxification, letting go and releasing and bringing awareness to certain areas and pinpoints in our relationships, our lives, and etc. that have been highlighted as not, this has not been beneficial to me. This has not been reciprocity, etc., etc. And so with that pinpointing that we've been doing the last few weeks or year, however long you've been in that season of detoxification, that has brought us into this new season that Libra energy is going to be ushering in. Because just to jump ahead a little bit, but before I jump ahead, let's go back. We do have a full moon in Aries next week. That's going to be on Friday. And then following the Aries full moon, the next moon phase that's going to be happening is when we have the eclipse, which will be in October, is going to be the Libra new moon. And that'll be eclipse that'll be taking place with the Libra new moon. So we have some weeks to kind of prepare for this exchange of transference of energies. And so like I said, these contracts that a lot of us have, a lot of these contracts can be, again, like I said, ancestral patterns, family patterns. It can even be contracts that we have with thought forms, ideas, and belief systems. One of them that I can bring for myself that came up that is more so thought form pattern was the belief that I could not transition into new areas of life without anxiety or fear, or feeling that it couldn't be of ease. I had a lot of programming that made me believe that any transition that I was taking into my life, whether I was excelling somewhere, etc., had to come from a place of struggle, fear, and anxiety. So a lot of us, myself included, has a relationship contract with anxiety. And so when I have been seeing myself, as they say in the Bible days or in the church days, going from glory to glory, I would have this fear of feeling like the rug will be pulled under, and then everything would be totally fine, going smoothly, etc. But there was an old pattern or an old cycle where I would find myself in positions where things were getting good, and then, I don't know, something would happen. It would be like a car accident would take place, or then some type of health crisis, or I would fall into a large lump sum of money, and then some bill would pop up, or a family member needed help, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So I was, for a while in my early adult years, I noticed that was becoming a pattern. That pattern didn't really shift until maybe about 3-4 years ago. However, this is so interesting. Although I broke out of that pattern or transitioned out of that pattern about 3-4 years ago, I was still carrying some of the remnants of that memory or of that contract, because it was still a contract agreement that I was still attached to that I wasn't being aware of. So for you all, whatever that may be, there are these agreements or thought patterns or forms or entities that you may have agreements with that are not favorable for you in this time. Now, that one I just gave you was maybe more negative. You can have one that's not as negative. It could be something, maybe there was a particular entity, goddess, whatever principle that you guys were connected to at one point that may not serve you in this point. So let's say, for example, maybe at one point it was very important for you to be in a contractual agreement with, say, a destroyer type of energy. However, now you have transitioned to, you're no longer destroying things, tearing things down, breaking things down. You are now in a state of clearing the way and planting something new. And because you're in a planting something new phase, you're still operating as if it's a destroying phase. So that self-sabotaging kind of kicks in. So it's about looking at where you need to readjust or completely break these contractual agreements that you have, whether these were given to you from carnation, or whether this is something that you have created within your own life due to behaviors and choices that were made in your life, consciously or unconsciously. Excuse me. Let me get a drink of water, y'all. So, with that being said, we're in a season where we're actually being called in to call into new contracts. So maybe at one point in time, like I said, you were in a situation to be in a destroyer energy. Now you're in a creator energy. Or maybe you've been creating, and it's time for you to get to a sustainer energy. So it's about being aware of these transitions that we're taking place in our life. And I like to call that situational awareness. It's so important that you guys really get to a space to understand where you're at. And this is why, ladies, and fellas too, but particularly my ladies, why I say it's important to really honor your cycles of life, whether that be the seasons that we're in, like the season that we're in right now, we're going into autumn, fall, Mabon season, and your own personal moon season. So that's talking about your menstrual cycle is not just about the time when you're on the menses, it's the entire cycle. Understanding your timing, understanding all of these parts and areas of your life, because that gives you clues and hints where you're at. Am I in a season of rest? Am I in a season of creation? Am I in a season of sustaining? Am I in a season of destruction? It is so important to understand and honor these seasons and times of where you're at, so that you are not out of place or out of order. Okay, so that's really going to be important. So I'm going to have these, the links in my email list for those who are on my email list. So if you're not on my email list, go ahead and join it. You can go to my website, tahiridivine.com, to join my email list so that you can be part of the, when I send out the links to those who want to be part of this free class that I'm going to be hosting, a workshop, I should say, more so it's a workshop. For those who are interested in learning more about your astrological patterns on what cycles of time for you to break. So, excuse me. So that's a gift to you guys from me as my birthday gift. I want to make sure I give something back to you all because this is going to be such a pivotal, important thing for all of us to know. And I want to give that to you all who are interested in really taking time of saying, okay, this is a cycle that I have, and how can I break this cycle? And not only that, how can I create a new cycle and not just create it, but sustain it? So if that's what you're interested in, make sure that you go to my website and join my mailing list. I'll be sending that email out on Sunday. So you want to be on it before Sunday because only those on my email list are going to get this link to the class. And I want to do that with you all and just give my thanks and gratitude for you all as well. And also too, you guys still have time to register for the Art of Femininity class for love, the archetypes for love, career, and life, ladies. It is still time to do that. If you want to get the early bird registration, please do that. The early bird registration ends next week. And after that, it'll go back to the original price. So I want you guys to get in there. Scholarship options are available. So make sure you guys sign up for that and look into getting to a scholarship option. I'm really looking forward to diving into these archetypes. Again, it's so important that we're looking at the light, shadow, and dark aspect of these archetypes and how to understand how to flow in that. And this is why that workshop that I'm going to be doing is going to be really pivotal for you all to get into that, because understanding timing and understanding your own personal timing will allow you to know which archetype that you need to be in at what time. And not only which archetype, but which feature of that archetype. Like I said, it's the light, dark, and shadow. You have to be able to be aware and know how to integrate and cultivate that within your life to go ahead and live and manifest and create and sustain those lifestyles that you want to have. Okay, well, that is all I have for you all today. Go ahead and make sure you guys connect with me with, again, my links in my bio to get to my newsletter on my website, and as well as the links are in there for the registration, for early registration for the Art of Femininity course. Okay, so I look forward to connecting with you guys. Much love and peace.